English, and if they don't understand, I'll do it again in Spanish, but it just keeps you a bit longer here. Espinosa countries in a tumultuous Latin America. Countries that had revolutions everywhere, where there was injustice, and so on. And Chile was, for all of us in Latin America, was a kind of beacon, because it was a peaceful place, a democratic place. And in fact, it was a country that in 1969 was the first in the world to elect a socialist president in Salvador Allende. So you can imagine what a shock. And in that, he suffered a sense of displacement and loss that accompanies anyone who is exiled. However, he got to New Zealand, which is supposed to be a very democratic country of great equality, but it didn't take him long. And together with a group of similarly motivated colleagues, he ran Casa Latina, and then in 1994 he set up ALAC. And this was designed to help Latin Americans to settle in New Zealand, to live happy lives and also keep their culture alive. So it's a double, there is in that poem, there's an underlying sense of irony and a subtle humor which gives an element of hope that the situation can be resolved and that we can overcome those problems. There's always a positive way to look for an outcome. So I'm very privileged at this moment to launch the second book. They do this in concerts, I thought it would be nice to do that.
Gracias, Fiona. Primero que nada, muchas gracias a todos ustedes que hicieron el esfuerzo de estar aquí hoy día. Thank you very much for those who make the effort Friday night of actually making it here. I know it's a bit of an effort getting away from work and the traffic and so on, and making it to an event like this. So I'm really grateful, and I welcome you all into the community house, the community house. Secondly, I'd like to thank your lovely words, Fiona, because I didn't know that you knew so much about me. You were my teacher in 1982
yes,
at Auckland University, and I thought we became good friends. She became my translator, but I thought, you know, she's my teacher, she's my translator, I got to switch. I don't have to go to class and she'll pass me. Well, she failed me, buried all those records. But I remember.
The problem was that he couldn't spell.
So that's how we became very good friends. And I mean, the initial idea was to write a book in Spanish and then in English, and she translated about 150 poems. I drove her nuts perhaps a couple of years. And then at the end, the cost of printing at the time was so huge that I only could publish it in English. And then my thought at the time was, oh, maybe in 10 years' time, in 1999, I'd be able to publish another book. But I couldn't. And 2009 came and I couldn't do the book either. So it took a little while, but the second book is here. But it's got a bit of it's got some particular issues. The first issue is it's mostly in Spanish. I thought of publishing this book and be the first book of publishing house of the Letras Latinas publishing house. It's a Spanish book mostly. It has a section in English, of course, but I thought of having this book published for the readership that reads in Spanish. The people in my country hasn't been able to read any of my humble writings, so this is an opportunity for me to publish over here and been able to take it to Chile next March, and been able to launch it in Valparaiso in 2015. So we're going to be doing a double launching today here and then March in Valparaiso. So it's a very interesting project. Initially, when we thought about doing this book, the plan was to have a multimedia source, so it was a poetry book and a CD with songs of some of my songs. But time and lack of money, of course, made it a bit difficult. So some of the projects are still pending. The CD will come up next year, but I'm not singing in it, so you can sort of rest because I'm terrible, I sing terrible. So. But before I want to sort of open up on the book, I just want to acknowledge your work and both of your work. Fiona is our president. She's been an amazing president. She's put together a very strong team for the Auckland Latin American community. And I acknowledge your work. You have an accident not very long ago, and you nurturing a broken arm or a repair arm. So, you know, I know you make an effort for being here. And Mirta, your work on the library has just been amazing. I remember when Patricia called me so many years ago to a meeting in the other street, in the main street in Onihanga, because this lady had gone in and wanted to put a project together to put a library, a Spanish-speaking library. And it was a desire that we knew it was a gap in our presence in Aotearoa. But we tried and we didn't even know how to start that project. So it became a dream. So when she came and told us that she wanted to do this library, we thought, let's grab this opportunity. And only her hard work and her family patience, because they had to endure many of these years of having to take her from home, bring her into meetings, setting up. She has set up an amazing project. And I wish all of you have visited the library, but if you haven't, please take some time, come and visit us. It's an amazing library, got the best books that are written, published right now in Latin America and in Spain. We got books that the Auckland Library still haven't received. And the university library doesn't even happen. And we get them directly from some of the publishers and distributors in Latin America through what Mirta had done, which is developed a very good network with the literacy world, particularly Buenos Aires, but through the embassies with Mexico and Spain. So I acknowledge your hard work. The publishing house, it's a new tool that we have thought we need to embrace it. This is only the first, it's the beginning. There's already another project coming up very shortly in the next couple of weeks. There's another book I've been launched in Auckland, and there's another one in the pipeline that has been, we're receiving interest from overseas as well. It's a non-profit project, so whatever we do, it's only for the running of this tool. Printing charges are not as expensive as they were in 1989, for God's sake, so that's good. But so acknowledge you people. I want to present you with this. It's for a friend Fiona.
Oh.
I know you don't like flowers because you told me you didn't like flowers. And this is for me. Your words.
So good.
But there is one person missing on this little team, and it's our designer, really the motor. Well, she's the motor, the driver. And the driver is our graphic artist.
I am not Cupid. I am not Cupid.
I'm very happy that you married him. So we don't do what's it called, we don't stitch without.
Sí, sí. Estoy ocupado.
No hacemos quizás en hilo. Entonces, I'd like to acknowledge Rafael de Armas, who is Berta's husband, who is filming, and he did the cover of the book, which I'm going to explain in a second. So, Rafael, please stand for a second. And yes, so before we enter into the book, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about the cover. a lot of people have made comments about it. This is the cover of the book. Certainly, we put away the sides here of stories and the little quotes. But Rafael worked on this picture when we talked about the contents of the poetry. He initially thought of doing it in aquarelle or in oil and so on, but it became almost an empty for him, I think. So he decided to use a very unique technique, which is digital painting, which is very, it's very skillful. He showed me how it is, and really I cannot even explain it to you. So that's digitally being drawn and painted. And it has, as you know, it has the beginning of all things, right? The beginning, it's the uterus where we are, we come alive. And that's the beginning, and it's at the top of this pyramid. The machine is the system, certainly. And the machine is being oiled by this gentleman who is sitting at the right here, who hasn't got a face, but you're all pretty sure you can only imagine who would it be. It's got different faces, but it represents the same character. And he promises, one day you will all be happy, which is the subtitle of the book, Tocata al Público, one day you will all be happy. And he fits directly into the repression. This is a Chilean paramilitary police. So it's not from Mars or anything like that, or not. It's a Chilean cop. And certainly this is the most common thing and theme on the book. It's death. And death from different aspects, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But when I look around the world, one of the things that I see a part of life is certainly death. And death in natural ways. And death, you know, we all going to die. We're all going to die of ill health or age and so on. But there are others who are young and who are born in countries in the Middle East, and I think of Gaza, and I think of Palestine, and I think of Iraq and Afghanistan, and I think of Colombia, and I think of Mexico, where people who hadn't yet even become grown up are murdered with bombs funded and directed by this unknown face at the top. So is this comment, the book is actually a comment about this aura that exists around ourselves. But again, there is hope, and certainly the fist is the fist of resistance to the model, to resistance to the machine. And it's not about making the machine better, it's about changing this machine. So, no se trata de cambiar el modelo, se trata de crear un modelo nuevo. And it's living this model, you know, and so it's looking at the future with the fears that the future obviously have. So, in summary, we are the past, but we can only look into the future. So that's the cover of the book, and it's the work of Rafael. So gracias, Rafael, por tu presencia.
Acércate al sujeto de manera vehemente, sin prejuicio inhibidor ni respuesta a priori. Baja los ojos, abre los oídos, pero antes que nada, abre la caja de resonancia de tu corazón. Este te dirá en palpitaciones lo cierto del relato. No conceptualices ni te refieras a modelos de práctica, aprendidos en laboratorios artificiales o en experiencias ajenas. Cada uno es diferente y cada experiencia única. Aunque las circunstancias se parezcan entre sí, no hay que pasar gatos por liebres. Sugerencia 2. Elabora un plan de acción que refleje las capacidades del sujeto. Usa la dialéctica como un método para la resolución de problemas. De lo simple a lo complejo, ordena las prioridades. Observa que los objetivos del plan individual sean obtenibles. Nunca fijes objetivos inalcanzables. El sujeto no es doctor de almas. Toma en cuenta educación, cultura, origen, género, creencias, economía y medio ambiente. Capacidad individual de resiliencia para no gastar balas en jotes. Sugerencia 3. Revisa cada paso y aprovecha de valorar lo hecho por el sujeto. Aprecia lo pequeño y aprecia lo grande con la misma satisfacción, pero lo más importante es apreciar al sujeto en la búsqueda de su liberación personal. Enseña mediante pequeños pasos de lo simple a lo complejo. Reordena las prioridades de acuerdo a lo acordado y fija un nuevo periodo para su revisión. Evita la injusta comparación. No pierdas de vista el bosque detrás del árbol. Conclusión. Nunca dejes para mañana lo que puedas hacer hoy. Ten cuidado de las críticas malintencionadas, pero antes que nada, pon a la persona al centro de tu accionar. La reflexión nace una vez te hayas ensuciado las manos y hayas limpiado tu mente de lo circular y lo pasajero. Cada uno es diferente y todo es posible, pero el que pierde la esperanza ya no la vuelve a encontrar.